Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111 Crew is all up in arms. Yesterday, we brought up briefly in things we didn't get to. The Apprentice, the first 7 seasons are going to be available on Amazon Prime. Okay. I guess struck a deal with, I would think that would be a deal with NBC, but Donald Trump is the executive producer on that, so there should be some royalties that he gets out of that. And they're like, oh, he's going to make more money even if he's the president because he's using his presidential platform to promote The Apprentice.
He is? I haven't heard him talking about that.
I've not heard him mention it once. It's only the non-celebrity seasons because the celebrities would have had to have been paid out.
Oh, I see.
So it's the one with the Joes. Which one did you watch? I didn't watch it either.
I only watched the celebrity one. It was one that Gene Simmons was on, and I think he got fired. I think we found out by like the 3rd or 4th episode. He didn't make it that long.
Like, what's to stop?
He's a jerk.
Like, what's to stop Amazon from being a private entity? 3.5 years is what Trump's got. Okay, at this point. What's to stop Amazon is like, okay, just set the money aside for 3.5 years and then pay it out when it's all done, when the presidency's done. It's just kind of the way of the world on these things. I don't want to be accepting of corruption, but of the levels of corruption that we've been exposed to, this is nothing. This is a nothing burger.
How is this corrupt? You know? I'm sorry.
I don't think
Amazon Prime
is
a TV network like Netflix and like Paramount and all the other ones. And so they're picking up a show. I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know why. I don't think they're that great, but whatever. There must be a reason for it. Maybe it's corruption. Maybe it's corruption. We got to get the dossier. Well,
they just gotta like be upset about stuff. It's like nobody freaked out when Joe Biden went and got agent representation. Him and Kamala Harris.
Nobody freaked out when they did anything. That's the weird thing.
Agent.
People spoke
you leave
out.
The documents next to the Mustang in the garage, and then everybody's like, "Oh, that's nothing. That's nothing."
The latest I heard was everything he signed was a digital signature. So everybody's like, "Well, who was really running the show?" Because he didn't actually sign anything.
Oh, really?
Everything was a digital signature, so anybody could have, done.
Is that why Trump makes such a big deal of the pens? Like he's got a box of pens. He wants to let everybody know it's in real ink. Okay, I had a special wooden box made for these.
I've never seen the Oval Office as much as I've seen it in the last
2 months,
2.5 months.
Yeah.
Like every day they're in there and he's signing something. It's insane. But
it's like a nightly thing. Okay, I'm going to sign some more executive orders. I'm going to sign some more executive orders.
Yeah.
It's almost like it rubs it in the face of the people that are up in arms over the fact that he might get some royalties off of The Apprentice coming to Amazon. And
is he donating his check again to charity? I haven't heard anything about that.
It's interesting because there are a lot of cutbacks in the national parks. The national parks people are like, there's a lot of proposed cutbacks in the national parks, I should say, because of Doge. Because they're like, okay, we can run the national parks more efficiently. I've always been of the mindset there are way too many national parks. Just way too many national parks. Like let the states lay claim to some of the national parks. Like in Colorado and Utah, it's insane how many national parks. And you know what's funny is there are other places in Colorado and Utah that are just as beautiful as the national parks, but they don't get the publicity because the national parks steal all of it. Like there's far too many. Like I feel like growing up, like national parks were sparse. There was like 12 to 15 of them across the United. Now there's well over 50.
Well, there's BLM land, which isn't Black Lives Matter land. It is Body of Land Management Bureau. Bureau of Land Management.
Yeah.
That is a government. There's fish and game land in every state. There's so much government land now, and the thing is, people die that have owned hundreds of acres in forests, and they just donate it to the government. The problem is, once you give something to the government, they don't give it back. They don't sell it back. That is theirs now. And the more they collect, the less area we have to move out to live in, and so on. So, yeah, there is a lot more government land than there ever was.
So what's more corrupt? Donald Trump taking production, he gets production credits, and then he gets some royalties for a show that he worked on, or the government just seizing land from people when they die and making it their own playground.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning. Listen online at kzoz.com.
So this is a pretty good news story. Your son is 8 years old. This kid is 9 years old. He saved another kid's life. They were out playing, and his friend started choking. And he knew the Heimlich maneuver. He used it on his friend.
It's crazy.
And he saved his friend's life.
So last week, we were playing basketball, and he ate a granola bar, and then we started playing longer until he started choking. And then he was trying to say, hold on, but he couldn't because he was choking. I didn't know he was actually choking, so I just did my thing, which was a Heimlich. I learned it from YouTube.
Learned it from YouTube? Your kids watch YouTube all the time. I'm telling you, YouTube is the greatest tool you can use. And I don't think they've turned it against us yet. There's just so much content about everything and everything, from news to Heimlich maneuvers to save people's lives.
If Google could rein in AI and incorporate YouTube, they would rule the AI
I don't
landscape.
Want that. I like YouTube the way it is right now. Anybody can use it. They do.
You like the discovery process.
But, they do take things down if they think it's one way or the other, or they were doing that during the last administration. I don't know if that's going to change now, but YouTube is such a great tool. I use it for anything. It's like the other day, what was I trying to do? I was trying to find out, how to do something. Like, was it lights? I don't know. I was looking for something. I was looking at these lights, and I was trying to figure out how to install them. These LED lights. So I went to YouTube. I put the types of lights in. Boom. There was 10 videos on it. You want to do something on your car, your truck. Put what your vehicle is. Put it in there. Put what you want to do. I guarantee you there's at least 5, if not more, guys that have done a video on how to do this the right way.
Well, and that's the problem. You don't know which one is because...
Watch them all then. I mean, just take the time. They're normally 10 minutes. 15 minutes tops to watch these videos. Yeah, I don't know. It's a great thing. But how about this young boy?
And here I thought watching videos.
His dad taught him. No, he learned it himself on YouTube. I don't even know how to do that. I'm going to watch that today. I've never taken a CPR class. It's something I've been on my list to do forever. And I know if I don't go take this damn class, I'm going to be in a situation where somebody needs CPR. They're going to die. And then I'm going to feel responsible that I never took this class down at the fire station.
So I ran across a term that has been widely used on the internet and in AI practices, and it's the term glow up, and I have no idea what glow up means. Do you know what glow up means?
Never heard of it till you just said it.
Okay, that's where I was at. So I had to ask my daughter on the way home from school yesterday. I said, hey, what's glow up? And she was more than willing to spill the beans on the glow up. And whenever you take the surrounding context of glow up, it would point me in the direction that it's like an improvement. But how do you, what does it actually mean? And her definition was spot on and made me understand immediately. And I was like, wow, really good at current vocabulary.
Made up words, you mean?
Let's channel some of that over to the math. ZOZ song.
No, but it
by
is
any stretch.
A song that I used to play when I first got into radio. Here it comes.
Do you know what movie it's from?
Yes. That really cute brunette that's coming down the stairs in the red dress.
But she didn't start the movie cute.
No. But that's when the song plays. And I only like this song because of that scene. God, what was her name? Was her name Claire Danes?
No, it was. She had 3 names. I forget what her name was. Rachel Lee Cook. Rachel Lee Cook.
Lee Cook.
Lee Cook.
I think we were all the same age back in the
it was like,
oh my God, my wife,
teens, early 20s.
My girlfriend back then, my teenage girlfriend back then. Because this was 90s, right? This was mid 90s when this came out?
late
90s, 97, 98, somewhere in there, maybe.
I remember I went on a date. I don't remember who the date was, but I went on a date to see this movie. I think it was like early 2000s. Maybe late 90s. You're right.
Oh, it was 90s for sure when this song came out.
Anyways, my daughter, I said, "What's glow up mean?" And it basically was the plot of this movie. She's like, "Oh, glow up is like when there's like a person and that person's got like all mangled teeth and like messy hair and they never put themselves together that much, and then all of a sudden overnight they get good looking."
We called that the junior high transition, because girls would come out of junior high to their freshman year in high school and you wouldn't even recognize, like, whoa, where was Allison Walker all these years? Damn.
Yeah, when you come back from summer, you're like,
Allison Walker had like a lot going on that she didn't have going on before.
What happened? Where'd you go this summer? Glow up camp?
And that's when my buddy Nick Mullins, he was a jerk. He's like, man,
that's the ultimate Riz line, by the way.
Nicer to Allison Walker. And I'm like, I was always nice to her. See you later, buddy. I got to go talk to somebody. Yeah.
Didn't work out, though.
You don't remember any girls like from junior high to high school that made that transition, like that stick out? Like there was Amber Ubelacher, Allison Walker, Julie Blanchard. There was a few that were just like, whoa. Like they were just, whatever. You didn't even notice them before. Then all of a sudden you're like, you couldn't get them out of your head.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody has that.
Everybody goes through those growth spurts.
What was your glow up summer? What years between?
God, look at me. I was okay. Now I'm short and fat. Back then I was short and skinny and gangly and just like, you met me, I think, when I was pretty skinny still. Like I just had this real Jay Leno chin and big teeth. And
so we used to work for the same guy.
Then I just filled in my face a little bit more.
We used to work for the same guy, and I was overweight, and you were skinny. And there was, I donated some of my weight, I think, to you at one point in time, and we ran across the guy, and he's like, "Oh my gosh, Jeff and Jeremy." He's like, he's a jerk. He's a big jerk. Okay, I'll tell you that right now.
Really? Because you do a lot of the same stuff.
And he like, I feel like he liked me a little bit better than you, which is weird because you worked harder for him than I did. And he goes, "Oh, hey, Jeff and Jeremy, looks like you gave some of your weight to Jeremy."
Yeah, I was there. We were standing right next to each other.
I know you were there. And I was like, wow. Dude.
And that was the whole conversation with the guy, too. I mean, we worked for the guy for like 2 years.
He's like, "I got to go work." And then he went off and went to work. And I was like, you're a real peach, aren't you? Like,
that was at least 25 pounds ago.
I couldn't imagine how you felt.
Oh, I was whatever. It didn't matter. It was brutal.
He got his.
It was.
He got his in the end.
Oh yeah, he did get his. He did get his. He got caught with getting them a little happy.
Yeah, human
happy
trafficking
ending at the
not
massage.
fun.
Yeah, lost his job, lost his wife, lost everybody. I think. I don't know.
Look at that. Looks like you got that job. You gave it to that guy.
93.3 KZOZ rocks. Jeff and Jeremy in the morning.
$20,000 people in a survey, okay, were asked which did they use more often. We were having this discussion about alcohol versus marijuana versus stronger things the other day. It's in a podcast from a couple days ago. You can go back and listen to it. Thanks to Team Swayze. And They asked people, which do they use more often, alcohol or marijuana? Which do you think was the 20,000 is a big survey sample?
Yeah, I mean, I would say alcohol, but I think more and more people are switching to marijuana. It's easier with these vape things.
So this is so crazy because 27% said alcohol, 11% said marijuana, 52% said neither. But then they asked people, which do you think is more harmful to a person's health? Regular alcohol use or regular marijuana use? 58% said regular alcohol use, where only 19% said regular marijuana use.
Really?
So it's like flipped. It totally flipped.
Right.
On that one.
Well, marijuana doesn't affect your body except for your brain, where alcohol affects your brain and your liver.
Your organs and things like that. It's poison. Marijuana poison for the brain.
But alcohol, if used responsibly, is not poison. It's actually got some benefits to it. But the problem is you got to have no more than 2. Sometimes you need 6. So there was a new study that was done. It was a poll, kind of a poll study. It was done by the National Dream Academy and nationalnappingday.org. This is all during Sleep Awareness Week because of the daylight savings time change. And it's about dreaming. And they say that 89% of people have had a dream about being chased. Do you fall into that? I think everybody. I mean, I have. Not all. No, it's been a while.
I don't get chased.
Never had a dream about being chased. I was being chased by Bigfoot once.
Of course.
But I wasn't in the woods. I was like on an overpass in a city. It was the weirdest thing. And I'm like hanging from the overpass, and he's up there looking for me, and I'm trying to hide by hanging on the side of the overpass underneath it. It was the stupidest dream. Only 38% of people had a dream about being naked in public. So I used to have these all the time, but I was never naked. I was naked except for having a T-shirt on that was too short, and I kept trying to pull it down past my thighs. And I was always in a grocery store, and I was always trying to hide around the aisles.
The most recurring theme I have in my dream, and science ruined this dynamic because for 47 years, I always attributed it to like weird, like dreams having a higher power over me, like a more control over me than anything else, because the dreams would incorporate these things into it. But the alarm clock going off, and it will always incorporate itself into your dream. But what I found out is when you're in REM, you're really not dreaming all that much. And the dreaming usually is in the other, stages of sleep that lead up to and go away from REM. So when I have had a dream before where I'll be like skateboarding along the side of a cliff, which I don't skateboard, and I really don't go to the edge of cliffs all that much. And then as I'm going to sleep, I'll dream that the skateboard flies out from underneath me and I go sailing off the cliff, and then I'll jump up and I'll wake up. Too often to count.
I want to talk to somebody that is a dream expert.
See, I didn't do that, but I read an article that told me about these dreams. And most dreams, even though they seem like they last like 15 minutes when you're having them, they last fractions of a second.
Wow.
Your mind puts all those thoughts together in fractions of a second.
Started dreaming.
So that's why I'm able to incorporate my alarm clock into the dreams that I'm having, because I'm having the dream as I'm waking up in that process.
Do you ever have a dream where you wake up from the dream and you're like, oh, wow, that's a weird dream? Of course, you still remember it. Maybe you go to the bathroom and you go back to bed, get a drink of water, go back to bed. You fall asleep, and then you go back into that dream. This has been happening to me lately. And the other night, like a couple weeks ago, I started a dream. I woke up, used the bathroom, went back to bed, went back into the dream, woke up again, had dry mouth, took some water, went back to sleep, got back into the dream a third time. It was part 3. It's very strange.
I like that because it's like, you're binge watching your dreams.
Yeah. Last night it happened. I was, I don't know. I think it's because I've been using.
Dream. I hate when it's a good dream and then you can't get back into it. That happens more often than not.
Yeah, those dreams are like, why can't I have more of those dreams? But anyways, I don't know what you're talking about, but that's what I'm talking about. But anyways, this app on iPhones, and I know they make it for Droids, called Skyview, and you can see there's planets behind me there.
No, that's
anyways. So
the nerdiest thing I've ever seen.
No, it's great because it'll when the planets were all aligned, you can see which ones they are. You just hold it up, and this one even shows you space.
That's cool
junk.
if you care about planets.
This even shows you space junk. See there, that's a booster rocket right there that's rotating. If I can get on it, it'll tell you which one it is. And there's a planet there. And anyways, so I had a dream that my wife and I were laying in the desert on a mattress, just a mattress on a bed.
With the sky view on?
Looking at the stars. But you could actually see all the planets like you can on Skyview. Yeah. So there was Venus and Jupiter and Uranus and Neptune, and they were all in a line. And I don't know, just kind of weird.
That's
I wish I could.
Dorkiest,
what is this?
Dorkiest
mean?
of dorkiest things.
Probably nothing. What does a dream mean when you're dying? 56% of people said they've had a dream about dying. I've never had a dream about dying. A dream about your teeth falling out. 49%. I've never had that dream.
I've never had that dream either, and it's a very common dream, and I don't know why.
Really? What does it mean? How about being late to something? Yes, I have had that dream. I doubt people like you, who put zero effort to being on time, ever have that dream.
I also don't care about the planets either, so add me into that list.
National Dream Day.
Dream.
If you know anything about dreaming, let us know. 805-543-3693.
Can I just take the next 30 minutes off? Because I don't want to hear about people's dreams. I don't want to hear about planets.
I want to hear about. I want to know what it means, like, if you had a dream about killing someone. 41% of people said they've had a dream about killing someone. What?
Have you?
I've never had a dream. No, I've never killed anybody.
I'm surprised as much of the true crime stuff that you absorb.
Yeah, no.
I
never had a dream about somebody trying to kill me. The only time I got chased was by Bigfoot. And it was because I was watching way too much Animal Planet back then.
I think if I ever had a dream about killing somebody, I would never tell anybody that I had that dream.
Good call.
You know what I mean?
Good call.
Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on 93.3 KZOZ.
Jeff and Jeremy in the Morning podcast brought to you commercial free by another podcast. You've subscribed to ours, now subscribe to theirs. It's the Slow County Real Estate Podcast with Hal Swayze. When you're done with this, go listen to something that will actually enrich your life. California DRE 01111 911.